Hello everybody and welcome to the Publishing Performance Show. Today I'm joined by Craig Martelle, who's the author of over 100 books, plus he's the chief poster for the 20 books to 50k Facebook group, and he was the original founder of the conference, the 20 books 50k, which has now stopped and has been changed into something else. But still, today is an amazing episode where we're going to be talking all about how you can be organized to write over 100 books, how you can get benefits from networking with other authors in your community, and some of the best conferences you can attend, and how to get the most out of them. Hi everyone, welcome to the Publishing Performance Show. My name is Teddy and I'm here with Craig Martelle, who's the author of lots and lots of books in multiple different niches, some thriller, mystery, some sci-fi, plus some author help, self-help. And he's the poster in chief of the 20 books to 50k community on Facebook. So thank you very much for joining me, Craig.
Hey, thanks for having me, Teddy. I appreciate it.
No problem. So thank you so much for coming on to the show. I really appreciate it. I've been following you for a while and wanted to see, I've been seeing all your books in the out there. It's really, really impressive what you've done. How many books have you actually published so far? Do you know the answer?
It's nearly 200. I think it's 190 something. And I published a lot of short stories and then published anthologies and stuff.
Yeah.
And I include those because books doesn't have a definition. Novels, full-length novels, I've probably published 110, 120 full-length novels.
Amazing.
I do have co-writers, but still, I personally have averaged anywhere from 12 to 15 novels a year.
Right. Wow. How do you get the time to write that many books?
I retired. I retired the second time. I retired first from the Marine Corps when I was 39 years old. And then I went and got a law degree, did the lawyer thing for a while, got bored of that. And also I was working with a client up on the North Slope, which is inside the Arctic Circle. And I was looking at going up there for a fourth winter, and I just said, I can't do it. And I retired again from that and said, let me write that book I always wanted to write. And so here I am, and with a lot books later. So my route was a little bit not the usual, where you're writing and maybe writing full time and trying to replace a daily income. I didn't need to replace any income because I was already retired and drawing enough income to pay my bills. So I didn't have the pressure. However, this is me, and I put a lot of pressure on myself to produce. And so I wrote 1 million words a year for the first 5 years. And then the last 4 years, probably anywhere from 750 to 1 million a year.
Wow. Amazing. Well, let's start with let's start with some of your fiction books first, some of your full length novels. So the ones you're writing, which of the series are you writing at the moment? What's your sort of most recent one?
I'm actually working on Ian Bragg's 7, the 7th book in my Ian Bragg thriller series. And that's the only series that is actually live right now. I just published Cygnus Space Opera number 4, which I wrote book 3 back in 2017. So I finally got it. I said, I need to finish this series. So I wrote that last book, and it left it open if I want to write another book later. But right now, that series is finished. I have, I don't know, 21 completed series. And that's important, I think, because I can do complete box sets. And I was going through my promotions for the end of the year because those book up pretty fast between November and December. And I have like a dozen complete box sets that I'm putting on for the various promotions.
Yep. Right. Wow. Amazing. And with those series that you're, especially the ones you're writing at the moment, where do you find your inspiration to write those? Have you got a particular method, or is it just your own thoughts?
I spent 20 years in the Marine Corps, and you get enough experience and ridiculous things that happen that I have a lifetime's worth of experience and dialogue and snippets and quips and quotes that will last me until I'm done writing.
Yeah. So they're all based on sort of your experiences with the Marine Corps and like some of the stories even you faced.
Marine Corps and then also as a business consultant, which is what I did as a lawyer.
Yeah, right. Do you find you're writing stories and sometimes you think, oh, maybe I shouldn't include that, maybe that's a bit too real or anything like that?
That's sometimes. And my thrillers, actually they sell better as action adventure because the thrillers, it's assassin thriller. and a lot of it is workup because it's a logistic, it's a prep, and that does get kind of boring. And I get slammed on reviews every now and then by people like, "Boy, this is slow. I expect more thrills in my thriller." Yes, you expect Fast and Furious, and guess what? The real world doesn't work that way. And the military, one of the best sayings is "hurry up and wait." So a lot of things happen in very short order, and most of the world happens in the 90% of the time you're doing nothing.
Yeah. Do you find, but by adding a lot of detail like that, so that is helping your fan base to really become your fans rather than, just having a thriller, which could be a one-off type thing?
I have to temper the amount of background and prep and add in some levels of excitement through various side plots or subplots. But generally, yes, I think it establishes a level of realism as opposed to, John Wick, where you just walk it through and you shoot, 150 people, and very exciting. And actually, I can't watch them; it's too hard on my heart because it's so exciting with the jump scare, people jumping out and he shoots them. But stuff like that, it's just completely unrealistic because you can't maintain that level of focus for that long of a time, like Fast and Furious. Yeah. It doesn't matter if there's no oxygen in space. We're family. Come on, man. Come on. It does matter. It does matter that there's oxygen in space. All right. But you get the idea.
Yeah, cause I'm reading the Cormoran Strike books by J.K. Rowling at the moment, and they're just like that exact same thing, where it's like loads of detail about the build-up in the cases, and then it's like that. Yeah, I love it. It really builds the world for me, and I think it means you become better fans.
Yeah, and solid fans. People waiting for that next book, lining up. Not as many as I'd like, because the adage is, I always want to sell one more book. Always one more book.
Yeah. Yeah. Great. So when you left the military and the law, and what was it that made you want to become an author? Were you writing before that, or was there something that you thought, okay, I just want to...
I dabbled. I wrote my first book when I was 13, and I have it behind me. We discovered it just a few years ago in my parents' an attic in my parents' barn when they finally were getting ready to sell the farm. So it has been recovered. I've got it. I've got the original manuscript. Now it's pretty bad, but it's there. And I dabbled a little bit here and there, but I always threw myself into whatever I was doing at the time. And I didn't write full time until after I retired the second time. And the actual catalyst was I lit myself on fire. Literally, I lit myself on fire. I live here out in the back of Beyond, right? And so I've got my house sits on 2 acres, and I was trying to burn a brush pile. Never use gasoline to burn a brush pile, and the fire exploded and it blew the gasoline all over me, and I took a shower in gas that then caught fire. The good news is there was snow on the ground a little bit. So I was able to stop, drop, and roll right in the snow. Yeah. Got most of the fire out, but I still have a pretty healthy scar on my leg from the fire that wouldn't go out.
Oh, God.
The good news is I was wearing all cotton. I was wearing a cotton sweatshirt, and I was wearing a cotton hat. I was wearing cotton blue jeans, and so that helped immensely. Yeah. So if you're wearing spandex or something that's that kind of material, it's shrink wrap. It melts onto your skin. So if I had been wearing something like that, I would be scarred for life, much worse than I am as it is.
Good luck.
But
good job you weren't wearing yoga pants.
So the answer was, I cannot be trusted to be outside and do manly stuff outside. So let me go write that book I was wanting to write. And I started writing, and I never stopped.
Yeah. And all your books self-published. Did you have any did you ever try to go down the publisher route or anything like that? Or
no, I've got 4.
Want to start my own thing?
I've got 4 books with a traditional publishing house, and that was actually the very first book I wrote, which was an Alaskan survival, post-apocalyptic survival book, and trad house. One of the offshoots was looking for trying to get beyond zombie post-apoc. And I had this book, and one guy read it, and he's like, "Hey, you need to talk to these people." And I'm like, "I'm 52 years old. I am not getting any rejection letters." He's like, "Oh, just send them an email and send them the manuscript. They're waiting for it because I told them about you." I'm like, "Okay." So I did that, and they sent me a letter back saying, "Hey, absolutely, this is exactly what we're looking for. It's a good story. Just needs edited." I'm like, "Yeah, no shit, it needs edited because sorry about that. I don't know language." Of course, it needed edited because I didn't know anything. I didn't have an editor.
Yeah.
I did my cover in PowerPoint. I mean, I did it myself because I didn't know how do you find cover artists. And so that's the reaching back and helping other people is to allay a lot of those issues that I had when I started off because I didn't know anything. I knew nothing. I knew no people. I knew I had no peers who were authors. I didn't know anything. So I learned, and yes, they put new covers on it. They gave me an editor. The editor went through it. We broke it down from 100,000 word book into 350,000 word books. So I had to add a lot of words. And overall, it sold very well. That was I published my first book in January of 2016. It was that book. I pulled it because I didn't sell very many copies, and they considered it unpublished because they were looking for unpublished stuff. And then they published it back in September, and it was like an all-world bestseller back in September of 2016.
Yeah.
So it's like, hey, I wrote a good story. Yeah, it needed a lot of help, but it got me on that run. And yes, sales dropped off after that, but still, it still sells. I still get royalties every quarter on it, and life is pretty good.
How did you find the process different between like self-publishing and publishing? Do you prefer one route over the other yourself?
Let's talk timelines, the boring logistics stuff. Like getting a cover, you get the editing, you get the proofread, you get the formatting, the upload. Now, you can refine all of that. I put my editor on retainer after the first year because I was writing 1 million words. Yep. So I put her on retainer for 100,000 words a month of mine to edit. And she would have 2 to 3 days. And I'd try to send her like half of the novel in process. And then she'd get the last half before it went when I finished it. So in the trad world, it took a year. Well, the first year it took only 6 months because it was already a finished, completed product with just little tweaks. The next book, the fourth book in that series, took a year and a half from when I submitted it until published. We got down to 7 days from when I pressed the end until it was edited, proofread, and posted on Amazon for sale. So you can refine that process greatly as opposed to, and trad, the timelines are so ridiculously long because they're angling for January when they make a bid for shelf space in Barnes & Noble. So my End Times Alaska series, you might have seen it in Barnes & Noble. It was there around the world in 2016, 2017, or 2017 and 2018. But then, of course, it didn't sell well enough, and there was no new stuff to keep it on the shelf. So, we got a lot of returns, but still, it was there. And I've got pictures. People sent me pictures from all over the United States with my book on the shelves. And so trad, yes, I got into brick and mortar. With my indie books, I only got into brick and mortar at places that knew me, like here in Fairbanks. They've got a bunch of my titles that they got off Amazon, no returns, and they're okay with that because I'm a popular local author, at least according to them. And so brick and mortar, but brick and mortar sales are pennies on the dollar compared to what I really make with my own books through Amazon. And I am almost exclusive to Amazon because a lot of my readers are older, so they're money challenged. And Kindle Unlimited subscriptions, they can read as much as my stuff, which I have a lot of stuff, for what is it, $12 a month now, or £12 a month even. It's not bad.
Yeah. So do you find most of your income comes from those like KNP Red sort of income rather than purchases?
Well, I've been working on my advertising, and with a more refined approach on the ads, I'm actually narrowing that gap. It had gotten up to like 78 to 80% at one point, and now it's down to just barely over 50% that are subscription-based payments as opposed to actual sales.
Right. Yeah, interesting. That's really interesting. That actually goes quite nicely into what I was going to ask about next, was about the marketing. So you find because most of the people who are reading your book were like the subscription people, maybe you were missing out on royalties that you would have got otherwise. So what did you change with your ads to improve that? Because ads is something that I like. That's kind of my speciality. I love talking about ads. So what was it you did?
Well, the Amazon ads specifically, running those ads.
Yeah, Amazon.
And Facebook, stepping back from Facebook, because right now in the United States, Facebook is a toxic cesspool because of politics, because of the presidential election. And this will be my third
Yep.
presidential election where I've been an author and trying to make sales. So I pulled back. I've actually paused all of my Facebook ads right now because people are avoiding Facebook like they should if they want to take care of their mental health, or Twitter or Instagram or any of those cesspools. Threads is particularly horrendous. It's so Amazon ads, because people are going to Amazon to spend money to buy something. Yep. And I run very generic ads there. I get the good conversion rate, and then we get the buy through. So I push on. Now I advertise every book in the series. I don't advertise just the first book. Advertise every book and also include the paperback when I advertise those. And that is the clincher because there are a lot of paperback buyers who never see an ebook ad because they only buy paperbacks. So my paperback sales have gone from like 1% up to 5%. Now, it may not seem like a lot, but I sell a lot of books. So 5% of a big number is a pretty big number. And getting those sales down. One thing I did, because the financial challenges of this year, there's a lot of people hurting because of the inflation, increased costs. I cut the prices on my books, my thrillers. I cut them down to $2.99, and I have vastly increased the number of sales. So I am making far more now at $2.99 than I was at $6.99. And they did sell at $6.99. I mean, I got pre-orders, and they would sell on occasion. More people would read them in KU, but at $2.99 price, I'm selling a lot more than people are just reading them in Kindle Unlimited, because they find that's a price point. Now, can you make a good living at that? You got to keep your foot on the gas. So keep them publishing like old titles. I'm not so quick to lower those prices, because once those are gone, there's no new book to buy. Like the book I'm working on right now, number 7, in Ian Bragg, that one is on pre-sale or on pre-order for, I think, $5.99, and I'm getting plenty of pre-orders too. So I think because people appreciate, hey, all the rest are $2.99. That's their normal price, and life is pretty good.
Just a quick shout out to all the romance authors out there. Now, if you're tired of shouting into the void every time you launch a brand new romance book, then let myromancereads.com do the shouting for you. They have a list of over 18,000 romance readers who love getting books when they're on discounts or on the free promotion. And it goes into their inbox every single day. It's got an amazing open rate, and every promotion gets on average over 600 clicks. That's a lot of new readers for your new series of romance books. So head to myromancereads.com where you can sign up today. What a lot of people do is they set if they've got a series of books like you do, maybe they set their first book at $2.99 level as a kind of hook to get people in, then the other ones may be more expensive. Is that something you've experimented with?
I've done that before. Probably my most popular, my biggest selling series was Battleship Leviathan. I have over 4,000, I think almost 4,100 reviews on that first book. And we priced it at 99 cents from the outset. It was 99 cents during the pre-order period, and it's been 99 cents ever since. And that's, we're going on, 3, almost 4 years of that book. And the first month, I think we had $25,000 worth of sales on a 99-cent book. Moved huge numbers of that thing. And it was a 6-book series, and it sold well. And I think the 6th book is at like 1,100 reviews, because I originally planned it for a 3-book series. So I've got good reviews, like a 50% to book 2 and 3. So I've got 2,000 reviews on book 2, 2,000 reviews on book 3. And then a big drop off because we hadn't planned on book 4, 5, and 6 until after we saw how well book 1 sold. And then so we added those in later. But then that resulted in like books 1 through 3 being the first book, and then 4, 5, 6. So from 3 to 4, now we had another 50% drop off in readers, because I think a lot of people expected, that's the end of the series. And it wasn't. And we haven't found those readers to bring them back on board yet. But we keep working at it. And one thing we're doing with this set, because it's been out for a while, is we're doing the complete box set, Omnibus Edition. Comes out October 1st. Right now it's up for pre-order, but $2.99. We're keeping it at $2.99 and not going below that. And it should be pretty good. I expect we have pretty robust pre-order sales. I just started pimping it myself to my newsletter list, so we'll see how it works.
Nice. It was interesting that you mentioned most of your sales come from ebooks, because for me, most of the sales of my books, even though they're non-fiction, are nearly all paperback. It's like 85% or something paperback. Do you think that's just like the way the sort of books you have, or do you think it's just coincidence, or is there something you're doing to change that? Because I find paperbacks maybe sometimes more profitable.
It's the nonfiction versus fiction. Not everybody collects books in fiction, but for nonfiction, especially reference kind of books, the tendency is much greater to buy them. My nonfiction series sells more paperbacks than it does ebooks, and I don't have it in Kindle Unlimited because I also give it away or sell it separately. So I've got those books, and the paperbacks, they sell great.
Yeah, that makes sense. So with the I just wanted to go through sort of the marketing you do generally, like not just Amazon ads, but is there anything is there anything that you've been leveraging, like especially using like social media, like you mentioned, but also does it change between the way you do it for nonfiction and fiction? Do you have like a different strategy for each one?
Well, one of the big things to help you sell nonfiction is you become an expert in your community in that particular topic.
Yeah.
And since I've been running 20 Books of 50K, the Facebook group, Michael Anderle's 20 Books of 50K for the last 7 years, I have become a recognized name in the world when it comes to self-publishing.
Yeah.
And for that reason alone, my nonfiction is people are interested because I speak with some authority. Whether it's real or not, I mean, that's up to the listener to decide, and can they actually learn something from these books. But so my advertising for that is I don't advertise them. I just say, hey, I've got them.
Yep.
and the groups, I don't do self-promo, but it's these books. Like, I've got these books if you want to buy. And the reason I wrote them was so I could stop answering questions, because I'd get messages all the time or emails saying, hey, I've got this issue. I can do this. Here, I'm going to write all this down, and here's the book. Here's if you've got these questions, here's the book. So it was to buy myself time is why I publish those. And I've got 2 more nonfiction books coming out within the next couple months. One is Wit and Wisdom, some Craig quotes. But Craig quotes, it came out to 120 pages, for Pete's sake. I guess I've been talking too much. Right. And then the other one is An Author's Legacy, which is a planning and information guide for what happens after you die if you're an author and you have intellectual property. So that one is a pretty good piece of gear. I should be getting it back to my editor any day now, and then we'll get that formatted up. Exciting. Spiral bound. Lulu's going to print that for us because we're going to spiral binding. It's only going to be available in paper from Lulu. We'll put it for direct sales from our websites. I mean, I've got a Shopify store and stuff like that, and we'll make the magic happen that way. And that's another thing that I'm going to sell directly to authors via the groups that I run, because it's for them very specifically. Even though I am charging a price to make a profit, it's putting this thing together wasn't free. My time wasn't free, and but it's still a critical piece of gear that people need.
Just a quick shout out to all the romance authors out there. Now, if you're tired of shouting into the void every time you launch a brand new romance book, then let myromancereads.com do the shouting for you. They have a list of over 18,000 romance readers who love getting books when they're on discounts or on the free promotion. And it goes into their inbox every single day. It's got an amazing open rate, and every promotion gets on average over 600 clicks. That's a lot of new readers for your new series of romance books. So head to myromancereads.com where you can sign up today. Of course. But so I mean, you've obviously got a great advantage in that you have built up those 7 years and you've got that reputation. So for people maybe starting out and they wanted to do some of that marketing, is there anything you did that was good, or is there anything you'd recommend people do now that might not be how you could have done it back then?
Well, if you're talking nonfiction, you've got to be recognized as as intelligent in the topic, whatever topic it is. I mean, because there's unlimited when it comes to nonfiction. And you got to find that, and you join groups, you start groups, you come across as an authority of some sort, and then you write the book. It's not, hey, I wrote this book on this topic that you guys don't know me from Adam or Teddy, and here, what do I do? And people aren't going to buy it because they're not buying into it. I mean, because you sound like a used car salesman at that point. Like, hey, here, buy this book. I'm an authority in it, even though you don't know who I am. It's hard to make that sale. And if you are good at that, well, then there's a lot of stuff you can sell that isn't a nonfiction book. Then sell yourself as an authority. and get in those groups and provide advice. And all of a sudden, they recognize who you are, and you grow. You go to a few conferences, you provide some speeches, and there you go. You can sell your stuff.
Yeah. So I think the posting in Facebook groups, especially, I think is quite a good way to build up your authority, because I know people think, they often say to me, "Oh, it seems silly that I'm just posting in a Facebook group. What's that going to do?" But it's got to start somewhere, and that it builds over time. It snowballs. It's not just a case of I'm posting once and here's here's my 1,000 sales. You're building up that online reputation for doing what you do.
And don't be a dick, because if you're mean to people, if you're just, if you're coming across as an ass, it all goes to your brand, especially when you're talking nonfiction. You have to be above board. And I've said things that have set people off unintentionally, mind you, but golly gosh darn, that gets rough when they go all scorched earth on you. And I've had that done to me more than once. I've had it done like 3 times where they try to come scorched earth on me, and all you can do is apologize and move on and get them focused on, hey, here's what this is about. We're doing this. This is about selling more books. What are you doing? Here's what I'm doing. And take their focus off just trying to be mean. And there's a lot of unhappy people on the internet. I know this may come as a revelation, but there are a lot of unhappy people, and they want to take it out on somebody, especially anybody they consider an authority figure. And once you establish yourself as an authority, you definitely have to watch your words very carefully, no matter what the platform. Whether you think it's a private platform or you think it's a private event, you still have to watch your words, because once you become that public figure, you are 100% on display, and every conversation is an interview.
Yep, that makes sense. So with the Facebook groups that you run, so 20 books to 50K, that's the one where you're the poster in chief. And so what's the concept of that Facebook group? And let's get into a bit about how you manage that as well later on. So what's the concept behind it?
It's Michael Anderle's brainchild. He was sitting on the beach in Cabo San Lucas, and he'd published 3 books already, and he was making a solid $22 a day on them, those 3 books. And he looked at it and said, geez, to live comfortably here, I need about $50,000 a year in income.
Right.
How many books at earning $22 for 3, so $750 each, times 20 books equals $50,000. So that's 20 books to 50K. It's not you don't have to write 20 books in a year. You just have to have 20 books earning only $750 a day each. That's a lot easier to internalize than saying, hey, you have to earn $2,500 for a book in a year.
Yeah.
But that's $750 a day. So it's not overwhelming, and it's a lot easier to internalize. So that's the whole premise. And we had bad experiences, Michael and I both, on K-boards, and like, forget this. We're going to go over here where people are nice. And his number 1 rule is don't be a dick. And that's so important, and no self-promo. And all of a sudden, now we've got people joining because they're like, hey, I don't like this other group. You get really bad advice, or you get the advice I got from K-boards is don't quit your day job. Well, I'm sorry, I already retired from my day job. I'm going to write. And so if you think this is bad, well, let's go. And I'm glad I didn't try to go back and find another day job, because who wants to sit behind a computer all day and be a lawyer when you can sit behind a computer all day and be an author?
Yep. And so in the actual group itself, because it's like 80,000 members or something.
Almost
like that.
80,000.
It's amazing. What the sort of conversation points that people have? Like, do you post in there with tips, or is it more people asking questions?
We have, I think we have a couple 100,000 posts. People will post, but we also have it moderated. So you post, and it's like waiting for a moderator to approve, and we'll approve. We're probably only approving 15, 20% of the posts, because they're not unique. They're very self-focused, and we try to have posts that apply to more people. Anybody else's sales down? I mean, that's not a good post, because the answer is 50% of the people are going to say yes, 50% are going to say no. That adds no value to any conversation. And conversations that start with, like, so this is going on. No, that's drama. We don't do drama either, because you make no money off drama. You make money off writing the next book. So I always push on, are you writing the next book? Well, I'm so depressed about my last book, my only book that I wrote, it doesn't sell. Well, my first book didn't sell either until I sold it to Trad Pub. And then they they took the responsibility for selling it, but that was a fluke. That was, you can't follow that route. And so for my self-publishing, I was writing other books, and those were doing better and better each month. And that was something that I could control. Because once Trad got a hold of those books, they took the marketing, they took the advertising. I had no control over any of that. So when sales dipped, I'm like, hey guys, what's going on? It's like, nothing. Just sales dip. I'm like, oh, okay. What are we doing about that? Nothing? What do you want us to do? Oh, I would like you to advertise it more. Oh, no, we don't have that kind of budget. So yeah, have a nice day. Yeah. And you can control all that. One of my bestsellers right now is a book that I published back in 2016, my free trader books. Those are getting a rejuvenation. We're doing a free trader board game on Kickstarter next year. Along with, I'm going to write Free Trader 10. So I'm going to open that series back up and add some books to it exclusive to the Kickstarter to help get that rolling. And that series, I've sold 130,000 copies of Free Trader books.
Wow, amazing. That's it's one of the concepts we've talked about a lot on this podcast, is like how you can expand past the books, especially with the nonfiction, but with both and like into building other forms of income. So it could be like a blog or like physical products like you're doing. Is that the first time you've done that sort of thing, like a physical product, another expansion to the business? The
revenue streams, you want to maximize your revenue streams. I have most of my books are in audio. I have some great narrators who have taken good care of me, and the Ian Bragg series, I have those in audio, but I'm wide audio. I'm not exclusive to Amazon. I used to be, and I pulled it out, so I'm wide audio, so I get a nice paycheck from Findaway Voices every month. Spotify is doing great for me, and also I put them on YouTube, so I have a monetized YouTube channel, and they're doing fine there. And I had them translated into German with translatebooks.com, which is a human translation and human editor and then human proofreader. And those are killing it in Germany. So my German sales account for 25 to 30% of my revenue, and I have 6 books over there.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's amazing. And people don't even consider those. So when you're translating fiction, these are the fiction books?
These are fiction, yeah. I didn't translate my nonfiction because it doesn't translate directly.
How do you make sure that the tone of voice is as you wanted it in the first place?
I hire a good company, and I pay a lot of money for the translations that are quality.
Right, okay.
And get the same translator, so the consistency in the language and in the approach. And they've done a great job, as evidence. Now, Germans are a lot harder on books when it comes to reviews than Americans, so the English-speaking audience. So I just accept that my thrillers in Germany are going to have a 4.0 average at best, and I've got anywhere from 3.8 to 4.2. Okay, you look at that and say, oh my God, what am I doing wrong? Nothing. You're not doing anything wrong. They're still selling. So Ian Bragg is the Germans love to hate Ian Bragg. And it's okay. Their standards are a lot different. 2 is not a horrible review in the German market, and some of them they get it's 1 star where they write a dissertation on how horrible your book was. Okay, I mean they can hurt if people read it, but people write so many words that it's like nobody's going to read that. Good. So your lengthy diatribe on how bad my book was, and none of them complain about the translation. They complain about it's not enough thrills. Okay. That's why I sell it as action adventure in Germany. However, it is called the Ian Bragg thriller series, but it's assassin thriller, and assassins don't go out there and kill, a person a chapter. You can't survive that way. You would, it would never work.
Yeah. No, brilliant. That's really helpful. That's the first time I've had someone on here talking about translating novels or like fiction books. So that's really interesting that people do that. So I know previously you've stopped doing your conference, the 20 books 50K now, because you've got a little bit burnt out. But I was wondering if we could talk about that a little bit, like especially like how you got going with that, how it evolved, and then maybe we can think about some other conferences that you think are worth going to, and if they are worth going to. So maybe we could just start with like talking about that conference that you set up first.
Okay. 20 Books Vegas built from when I first contracted with Sam's Town in 2016, we had 2017. We had 150 people say they wanted to come. And when we ran the conference, when we finally ran it November of 2017, we had 435 people show up. So good thing that we were in a room that could be expanded, because we did. And after that, we grew to 700, 1100, 1500, 18, 1900. So we were pushing 2000. And Sam's Town in Vegas is off the strip, so it was a much cheaper venue, but it was limited in size. They only had 600 hotel rooms or 700 rooms total in the facility, and we were pushing numbers. Our last one, we had 1,100 people attend when they only had 600 hotel rooms. So it was a severe challenge for us, and so we had to upgrade. So we went to Bolly's, that then renamed itself. It's now Horseshoe, and 1,900 people, and we got the whole facility, but it drove our costs up because I really wanted to keep it $100 for the conference, rooms are for $100, and I couldn't do that anymore. And now the conference is $400 to $500. However, it's 5 full days. Last year was the last year for it. We had 75 different vendors and all the big names. We had all the audiobook producers. We had all the paperback and book distributors like Amazon, Barnes & Noble, Apple. Everybody was there. And so 5 days worth of being able to network and meet other authors in your genre. It was such a spectacular event. And also I ran it not for profit. So any kind of extra money I had, I would plow it back in with more stuff, better swag. And then with my health taking a severe hit, I had heart surgery 4 years ago, and then it was the issue that they resolved was coming back, and I'm like, okay, I can't do this. This is going to kill me because it is a lot of stress. Even though the week itself is a lot of fun, it goes great. People are so happy and energized. So I had 3 years of contracts left, and thank goodness my friend Joe Solari saw the potential of the conference. And no, it's not 20 books. It's not related to 20 books at all. However, it is a conference for indie authors. It's called Author Nation. It's in the same facility, and he's going to run things differently completely. I'm not involved with any of the planning or any of the execution of the conference. I am solely the scholarship director, so I'll handle the scholarships, making sure that we select good people that will hopefully get a lot out of this conference. But it's for indies. Yeah. It's November 11th to 15th this year, and I wish them well. They're doing the presentations differently, and it's okay. It's their conference now to do with as they please, but it's all about serving the indie community. But also it changed from a not-for-profit to a for-profit model, so there's different pricing structures that could throw people for a loop, because mine was, you pay $500, you're into everything, and there you go, have a nice day. And if you presented at the book signing conference, I charged $50 because that was my cost for a table. So you paid what I'm paying the table company, and things like that. And some of that structure has changed, but understandably so, because you can do it out of the kindness of your heart until your heart fails on you. And I didn't want that for anybody else. So Joe's is running it like a business, and still happy customers will bring the business back, and he understands that. So we'll see we'll see in November, and see how happy the customers are, and I expect they will be, and then they'll take it from there. They've got it, but they've got through 3 more years, 24, 5, and 6. They're under contract.
Right. I'm going to try and go this year, I think. For people like me, so I'm in the UK, obviously, are there any conferences or networking things that you've done or you recommend people to look up around the world? Because I know not everyone can afford to go to Las Vegas for like a week. So what is there other conferences around the world? And also, what should people do to get the most out of those sort of events?
Okay, other conferences around the world. If you're in the UK, you want to go to the Self-Publishing Show live. James Blatch is already committed for next year. They caught him at a weak moment, because I talked to him before the show when he was still in great turmoil, because until the show starts, there's so many changes and hassles, it just sucks the life out of you and gives you gray hair, or in your case, no hair, and my case too. So at the end of the conference, everybody was so happy. So self-publishing show live. It was June. It's been June the last couple of years. I'm not sure when exactly it'll be, but it's the South Bank of London, and I think they might be moving venues, but I'm not sure. And they have great guest speakers. They have great industry professionals that come and hang out in a lobby area. And if they change venues, that will change a little bit, but it's there. And the good news is it was only like 150 pounds for a conference ticket. And they had add-ons depending on what you wanted to do, but so inexpensive, except for being on London South Bank. Some people just commuted in like an hour on the train to get there.
Yeah. London's massive.
Because just staying on the South Bank, especially, unfortunately, the conference was at exactly the same time as Taylor Swift's last Wembley Stadium show. So the hotel room that I had for 200 quid a night was like 450 quid a night. It's the Taylor Swift effect. So I paid an absolute bundle for those rooms.
Yeah.
But it was.
And how do you get?
Yeah, go ahead.
Oh, so I was going to say, getting the most out of these conferences. Like, what's your tips for like getting the most out of them when you're there?
To get the most out of them, I say have three objectives, three things that you want to get. So you have three of the sessions that you want to attend and listen to and take notes from, and then follow up with the presenter if you can. And the presenters are all available after their session or at some time during the show. And then three people you want to meet. And these three people, I mean, don't play the fool. I'm your biggest fan. Oh my God, and cry on you. I mean, and that's okay. I shouldn't laugh at that because I've had people cry on me all the time because it's like, hey, you've changed my life, and that's hard. It's hard not to be emotionally engaged by that because these are people, because we've been 20 books of 50K. We've shared a lot of information. We've made a lot of information available in my books and in presentations. I do a 5-minute focus video every day for 5 minutes or so. And I'm up to episode 950. That'll be tomorrow. 950 episodes of this thing.
Yeah. Wow.
But that's all to help authors, help them with their mindset. Mindset is half the battle. And the other half is you got to get the book done. And if you can get the book done and you have the right mindset, you can put it in the right reader's hands. You may not like the advertising part, but you still have to do it. And you can do it while focusing on writing your book, because it's not like, hey, buy my book. No. It's like, hey, here's a book that with this series and this topic that you might like because you seem to like these kinds of books. Could you give it a look? As simple as that.
Yep.
And let Amazon do it for you. Do the generic ads where you just do automatic targeting, and oh my God, they make it so easy.
Good place to start with the automatic ads, but can get a bit expensive if you don't keep track of those keywords, I guess. Brilliant. Thank you so much for this useful information set. I think it's been really, really great. I think people have got a lot out of it. Just before we leave, so usually we finish with like a book recommendation that you've got that you think everyone should be reading at the moment, but maybe isn't, or it could be something else you'd like to recommend. So what is it that you'd like to recommend?
I tell you what, because I've seen that question a lot. What book should everyone read? I think everyone needs to read a book. You need to read something. The books are going to be different for each person, but give it a chapter. And if it doesn't catch you by that point, then go pick up a different book and find one that does hook you in that first chapter, and then keep reading and enjoy it. Disappear into that world, disappear into that environment, and just enjoy reading a book. It's the best entertainment value for your money is reading a book. So find a good one. Give them a chapter, and if they don't hook you, move on. I'm not going to tell you to read a book that you're not going to like just because, hey, Craig Martelle said read that. That's stupid. That was a waste of your time. Make it a value for you. Make it an investment of your time.
Brilliant. Right. Well, so the tip is just to read as many books as you can. That's great. Well, thanks so much. So before we go, where's the best place for people to contact you or to follow you further? Where's the best place for people to get in touch?
All right, check me out on craigmartelle.com. That's CraigMartelle.com. And there you go. Bob's your uncle. Anything you want is there. I've got children's books. I've got thrillers. I've got young adult. I've written a lot of different stuff. I don't recommend that. I recommend staying in one lane. It'll be easier and better for you.
And if people want to join the Facebook group, the 20 books to 50K, that's just search that on Facebook and that's all
just
there.
Search it out, 20 books to 50K. Make sure it's not, we have almost 80,000 members. There are some clone groups out there trying to be us, and the 20 books trademark owner has sent cease and desist letters to those scumbags trying to horn off their trademark. But the big group, there's 3 questions to get in, and you can't get in until you answer those and give us a good justification on why you should be in there, along with using an established profile. And we don't allow pages, so you can't join as a page. You have to join as you personally, because pages could be run by who knows who. So,
great. Well, that's amazing. Thank you so much for your time today. We'll speak again soon.
Thank you. Thanks a lot, Teddy. I appreciate it.
Thank you so much for tuning into the Publishing Performance Show. I really hope you found today's episode inspiring. I absolutely love chatting to authors, writers, and people in the publishing world. Now, just before we wrap up, I want to tell you about our Publishing Performance Starter Packs. These are curated episodes and collections organised by topic that makes it super easy to find the exact content you're looking for. So whether you're wanting to deep dive into marketing strategies, explore productivity techniques, or focus on any specific area of publishing, we've organised our episodes into targeted playlists just for you. And you can find these all at teddyagsmith.com. And also, whilst you're here, let me tell you about Publishing Performance. It's the #1 platform for authors who want to increase Amazon book sales but aren't really sure where to start. Now, this show is all about helping you to sell more books, and if you're looking to boost your publishing game and to maximise your book's potential on Amazon, then Publishing Performance is designed to help authors just like you to grow your readership and to reach a much wider audience. Now, I know that Amazon ads can be slightly complicated, which is why Publishing Performance is like having a personalised ad account manager to create your ad campaigns for you. So choose your best keywords and to make adjustments in real time and to optimise them over time to save you money and to make more sales. Now, if you're investing in ads, you really want to make sure your investment is being used effectively, and Publishing Performance does just that. It aims to make your budget go further, improve your organic rank, and target keywords more effectively. You can get started with Amazon ads for free for 30 days at publishingperformance.com, and there's a link in the show notes to get that free 30 days trial. Thank you so much for tuning into the Publishing Performance Show. I really hope you found today's episode inspiring. I absolutely love chatting to authors, writers, and people in the publishing world. Now, just before we wrap up, I want to tell you about our Publishing Performance Starter Packs. These are curated episodes and collections organised by topic that makes it super easy to find the exact content you're looking for. So whether you're wanting to deep dive into marketing strategies, explore productivity techniques, or focus on any specific area of publishing, we've organised our episodes into targeted playlists just for you. And you can find these all at teddyagsmith.com. And also, whilst you're here, let me tell you about Publishing Performance. It's the #1 platform for authors who want to increase Amazon book sales but aren't really sure where to start. Now, this show is all about helping you to sell more books, and if you're looking to boost your publishing game and to maximise your book's potential on Amazon, then Publishing Performance is designed to help authors just like you to grow your readership and to reach a much wider audience. Now, I know that Amazon ads can be slightly complicated, which is why Publishing Performance is like having a personalised ad account manager to create your ad campaigns for you. So choose your best keywords and to make adjustments in real time and to optimise them over time to save you money and to make more sales. Now, if you're investing in ads, you really want to make sure your investment is being used effectively, and Publishing Performance does just that. It aims to make your budget go further, improve your organic rank, and target keywords more effectively. You can get started with Amazon ads for free for 30 days at publishingperformance.com, and there's a link in the show notes to get that free 30 days trial.